All right, so yesterday we had the press conference between Jake Paul and Mike Perry, and there was a ton of wild stuff. A lot of nonsense came out the mouth of Jake Paul, as always, so we're going to go through it. Don't worry, I've cut out all of the nonsense, all the boring stuff, and we've only kept the best bits. So I'm going to give you the highlights, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and the prediction for the fight. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you that if you click that link down there below in the description, DAZN.com/Bisping, you can purchase the pay-per-view. You can watch Mike Perry versus Jake Paul. You can also sign up to a 12-month DAZN plan, and you can get $10 off the pay-per-view, and you get your first month for free. Offer only applicable to US customers. DAZN is the global home of boxing. You can see 150 plus fights per year from the best of boxing, crossover boxing, and mixed martial arts. Now, let's get into this shit show.
I'm doing it for everybody, for me, for the fans, for BKFC, for MMA, just mainly for me because...
You're doing it for me as well, Mike. Please, for the love of God, beat this man.
I believe in myself and my boxing ability. I'm a brawling boxing mug, so I'm ready to get in the ring with Jake and have some fun.
Well, first of all, he's big upping the BKFC, but you're going to see what I'm going to do to their best fighter on Saturday night. I'm going to embarrass their whole entire league. This guy has no skill. Those are just brawler, idiot, street fighter dudes who have no idea what the sweet science is. And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either. So once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it. But you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with.
First of all, Conor McGregor used to fight at 145 pounds, so that would suit Jake Paul down to an absolute T. Smaller guys. Past the best, 100%. Conor McGregor in 2016 was the man. Now he's kind of struggling a little bit because you only have one peak, but let's listen to the rest of the nonsense.
Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we can have a conversation.
Don't clap for him. He's a disrespectful punk. Those men and women fight for their families over there. They put it all on the line.
Correct.
And they get in that ring and they put on shows for the fans. I've been victorious. I've been succeeding consistently, and I've been getting better every single day. Put this little twerp in his place. He's new to this game. Welcome. Welcome. You just got here.
Well, that is correct, because Mike Perry certainly has improved leaps and bounds. Granted, in the grappling side of things in the UFC, he did struggle there, but the man is a born fighter. He's certainly perfected his craft. He's found his niche in bare knuckle, that's for sure.
30 professional fights.
You're 0-1 as a boxer, and you're telling me welcome to this sport.
And I'm going to be
0-1. Jake Paul sitting there like giving him shit, thinking he's putting him down, going, bro, you're 0-1 as a boxer. You're 0-1. Yeah, this is the guy that you have handpicked, that you are promoting, MVP, your promotion. You cherry-picked this guy, and you're so dumb that you don't realize that it's not a good idea to put him down for his lack of boxing experience. Wow.
Beat you. Isn't that crazy?
It's going to be a rough
I'm 0-1.
It's going to be a rough
But how many pro boxers you fought, Jake? Those two guys? And
first
then
round.
That other guy.
Knocked
who the
out
hell
two
was that
pro
guy?
boxers in the first round.
That other guy, that
this
last
year.
fat guy you
Dumbass.
fought. I'm glad you got your shirt open so everybody can see your fat ass belly. Because
I'm
you're not as fat as the last guy you knocked out. And you barely knocked him out. The ref stepped in because the guy didn't even know how to defend or punch back. He didn't even throw anything back at you. Don't worry,
that is correct.
Get what you've been asking for. The fight to go longer than one round. I'm going to give you hell in the first and the second round. Just wait and watch. And you're going to get tired. You're going to be grasping for air. I made a new word, grasping. I'm going to be breathing in your ear, Jake, making them noises from the Diddy party.
And to be honest, that's going to be key in this. Cardio is going to be a big thing because Mike Perry's going to have to get in his face, close the distance, being the shorter guy, and push a ridiculous pace and just be violent, swinging lots of shots, hooks, uppercuts, body shots, upstairs, rabbit punches, whatever you want to call them. He's got to be in there just being a little buzzsaw, a little Tasmanian devil. And that'll take away the jab that Jake Paul wants to use. And of course, it will fluster Jake Paul because he's not used to somebody being so aggressive. But to do that, your gas tank has to be off the charts. So we'll see.
I'll be like 215.
Well, I get heavier in the night, so I'll be like 198, depending on how I eat that day. I might weigh in between 194 and 196. That's my weight. I'll be fast as lightning.
So Jake's probably going to have a 20-pound weight advantage, which is quite significant, but it's nothing we haven't seen before. Certainly in the heavyweight division of the UFC or mixed martial arts, which goes from 205 pounds to 265, there can be massive swings. So it's nothing crazy in that regard. But as we know, this is how he games the system. He always picks smaller guys with less experience.
And he has no footwork, no head movement, no defense. He's a great offensive fighter in bare knuckle. But in terms of boxing, he's going to get picked apart very quickly, and it's going to be a short night. Like I said, my predictions are never wrong. So I stand on business every single time. I manifest it into reality. Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out Mike Perry in less than 2 rounds. It's going to happen.
His predictions are never wrong because every single time he cherry picks these fighters that, you know, are favourable matchups. They're smaller, they're older, they don't box. And this is a prime example. He's 0-1, Mike Perry.
I mean, both are killers. Both are killers and both are super, super dangerous. But that's why I wanted to stay active, keep this fight card alive on my path to world championship. And that's what matters, is getting the experience under the bright lights. And this is a Mike appetizer, Mike warm-up, but they're both killers at the end of the day. And I do have to be sharp. He does have one-punch knockout power that I do have to respect, but other than that, it's going to be easy.
You got beat by Love Island Boy.
Oh my God, he did get beat by Love Island Boy. That's the only loss on his record so far, which is not pursuing a rematch, but this is hilarious. They're both killers, they're both wreckers, they're both nasty men. Mike Perry, who's just said, hey, he's 0-1 as a professional boxer. You just said that. The other guy, Mike Tyson, 58 years old, that couldn't make it to the fight because of a medical emergency. He's not medically fit currently to fight. Jesus Christ.
Love Island Boy beat you up. He ain't no killer.
The Love Island Boy. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Why he says he's from the hood, but he went to private school. Everyone's confused.
Everybody knows where I'm from, Jake.
No, we don't. We literally don't.
You would die if you drank the water I drank growing up playing at recess.
Flint, Michigan?
Yeah,
what do you mean? Why are you bragging about that?
Hell yeah, that shit made me who I am.
Dumb as shit.
Flint Town and APK, yes you are dumb as shit.
It made me who I am. I'm grasping for air. It made me who I am.
So this is the thing, right? And this is one of the things that annoys me about Jake Paul. He doesn't know what he's talking about here. He's lived a very privileged lifestyle, and great for him. That's good for him. You can't hate on that. Mike Perry came up very, very rough, okay? He had a tough upbringing, and that's kind of why he is the way that he is, and that's why a lot of fighters are the way that they are, okay? They're a little bit emotionally immature, okay? They act a little rational. They get a little too worked up at things when they shouldn't, right? Because of their upbringing, because of the way that they were raised, okay? And the things that they might have seen. Jake Paul, great, comes from a nice family. He was a Disney boy and then became a YouTuber. But what he does, he mocks people like this. People that are doing this for the right reasons. Jake Paul, you can box for whatever you want, fair play. But the fact that he sits there to his face and mocks him and takes a laugh at that, and all the other fighters that have been through similar things, it's really why I want Mike Perry to whoop his ass.
I am. Drink the water.
That's what you're going to sound like. First body shot.
Since you are private school Perry, got you this cap and gown.
He's got the worst trash talk ever.
I never got to do this. I never got to do this. I'm graduating before I beat your ass on Saturday. I never got to do that. Yeah.
Good for you, Mike.
How much does it go for?
Well, with the chain and the pendant, it should be about 40,000.
Don't do that, Mike. Don't waste 40,000 on bullshit gimmicks like that. Saying that, some mega fans out there might pay a lot of money for that. Certainly, if Mike Perry goes out there and knocks him out.
Your neck turning green, bro. You know that's fake, right?
If you could just
going on about diamonds now.
You can't even deny it. You had the fake Travis Scott's on too. Everything about you's fake. Fake fighter too. You suck at fighting. You suck at dressing.
See
you got
now
a fake
that's
chain,
rich.
You got fake
that
shoes.
Is rich.
I'm gonna expose Mike.
Everything about Mike Perry's fake. Everything about Jake Paul's real. He's the fakest motherfucker on planet Earth. My God.
Got a fake career in boxing, and I'm finna
fake
beat
career.
Your ass.
I am boxing. What the fuck are you talking about? You're dumber than shit.
Jake Paul is boxing. My God, this is insane.
We both beat two
your
UFC
words
world
as
champions.
MMA fighters are
Equal,
meaningless.
Jake.
You guys
I'll
are
give
all
you credit.
pussies.
We equal.
Every single MMA
but
fighter
that's
is a
where you
fucking
wrong.
pussy, and you can't box for shit.
You won't give me.
Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? All MMA fighters are pussies and we can't box for shit. I mean, that's annoying. I mean, that almost makes me want to come out of retirement and smash this guy's fucking face in. And I hope Mike Perry does it. There's so many great boxers from the world of mixed martial arts that would whoop this guy's ass, and that's just a fact. But he picked Tyrone. I don't even need to go through the list. You know, he cherry-picked perfect opponents. And yeah, against Anderson Silva, you know, he surprised me there. You know, maybe Anderson didn't show up, he didn't take him seriously, whatever the case may be. Maybe Anderson Silva's 50 years old and got 1 million fights on his record. That's the fact. And he won't fight a professional boxer, a real boxer, a real contender, one of his peers, someone his own age, his own size. But instead he cherry-picks a guy that's had one boxing fight and he's standing up there giving it all this shit.
And when I try to fight y'all in MMA, y'all don't do it. Y'all don't do it.
I'm gonna box your socks off, bitch.
Pussies. You and McGregor, both bitches, will never fight me. Fucking pussies.
Fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna fight you.
You won't fight me. You won't fight me. And he's like, fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna fight you. We're at the press conference. We're doing it on Saturday. And I'm sure Mike Perry would fight him in mixed martial arts. Of course he would. The problem is, Mike Perry would probably do better in a bare knuckle fight or a boxing fight, because that's what he is. That's his style. But there's so many fighters in the world of mixed martial arts, in the UFC, that would fucking destroy him. Wouldn't even need to train. It would be laughable.
Go, let's run it.
After this, MMA?
Yeah, after I knock him out on Saturday, let's do it. Let's sign the contract for some MMA. I'll choke you out too.
I would love to see him choking out.
He mentioned that he was drinking 16 days before the fight at Michael Rubin's white party. How do you feel about that? And does that make you feel like he's not taking this fight seriously?
What was he drinking, Red Bull? Who cares? I don't care. I've drank before, smoked before, bust a nut before fights, sometimes right before walking out, and I still go out and get the dub.
Yeah, exactly. And what kind of dickhead goes out there when they're trying to promote a fight, right, and talks about, oh, I was at this party and I was drinking so much, I had 16 drinks or whatever. The only reason you do that is because you are fake. Fake Paul, I've called him that for a long time, because he wants to be seen as like, oh, I'm a bit of a wild man, I'm a bit of a crazy guy. You know, it's like, oh, I've got to fight, but I just can't help it. You know, I've come from a tough background there. I can't help myself. I end up drinking and stuff like that. Or it's because you're putting in a little excuse for when the loss comes. It's one or the other.
Mike Tyson contacted you and was like a little bit concerned. Why take this fight now? And did you have to change your training preparing for Mike Perry?
Yeah, this is what I do. I'm here to fight. You know, I'm not in the gym just to be in the gym. I love to put it on the line. I love to take risks. I love to do big events. And I love this. I love every aspect of this. And he's a dangerous man. And we got to keep the date alive, keep things going. I'm on a path to world championship, and I'm not slowing down for anybody. And yeah, Mike Tyson called and was like, hey, what are you doing, Mike?
Hold on. He's on a path to being a world champion. He just highlighted it himself that he's fighting someone that's 0-1. His last fight was Ryan Borland. Have you heard of him? No, nobody has. It was an Uber driver that they've plucked off the streets that has a record on BoxRec. But he's on a path to becoming a world champion.
Perry's a killer. We could jeopardize everything, the biggest fight of your career, the biggest payday of your career. And that's what makes this such a crazy fight. That's what puts the pressure on me. That's what raises the stakes. And I love that. I come alive in those moments, and he most certainly is not going to be the one to stop.
And this is crazy, man. This is crazy. He's going to risk and jeopardize the biggest fight of a generation, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, because if he loses to Mike Perry, it's over. They ain't going to do that fight anymore. But this is what he lives for. He lives for the thrill. Oh, yeah, this is what gets him out of bed at night. This is what makes him hard. That's utter bullshit, okay? This is not a normal boxing environment. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul is a show that Netflix are putting on, okay? Jake Paul is his own promoter. If he loses, okay, is he going to drop himself? No. Boxers generally, normal boxers, proper boxers, when they lose a fight, that can be the end of their career, because promoters don't want to promote them anymore because they're damaged goods, okay? Because they can't sell that big, shiny, undefeated record. Jake Paul's his own promoter, and he has his own built-in following, which is tremendous for him, and it's very smart, it's very genius, and he loves boxing. But if he loses, it doesn't matter. And Netflix certainly don't care. Mike Tyson's 58 years old. Mike Tyson's still going to have the hardcore boxing fans. Jake Paul's still going to have the YouTube and the Disney boys. Okay, so it's still going to go on. So here, once again, is another bullshit lie. Whoa, this is what I live for, man. I take chances. I have 16 drinks at a white party. I'm just that guy. But you know what?
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Jake, would you ever fight Mike Perry in bare knuckle?
No.
Let's make a bet. Mike Perry, if I win on Saturday night, you have to get a W face tat. But if you win, I'll run it back with you in bare knuckle.
So what an absolutely stupid bet. If I win, you got to get a tattoo on your face. But if you win, we have to box again in another sport where we're both going to make tons of money. How on earth does that make sense? But he thinks he's a genius there. He thinks he's come up with something. I've got you here. Who's taking that bet? Please don't say you took the bet, Mike.
Y'all been booing me and clapping for him. Y'all. I ain't getting no more tattoos. I haven't got tatted in like 10 years. I put that one up with God, so your little tattoo bet.
Yes.
I ain't taking none of your fucking
Everybody's
bets.
tough.
I came here to sign my check and beat your ass,
tough.
Jake. I'm here to take your ass, Jake.
Everybody's tough until it's time to bet.
Oh my God, it's just a one-sided bet. He just said he doesn't want to get fucking tattoos. Everyone's tough until it's time to bet. Is this the most annoying human being you've ever seen on the face of the earth? My God, please, for the love of God, Mike, knock him the fuck out.
Go to your true confidence right there.
Do you want to counter bet him?
Bruh,
Buffering.
suck my dick, bitch. How about that?
Present it. Don't tell me to suck your dick, but don't pull it out.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
And I mean, look at that right there. That's the level of intelligence this man has. That is the level of like comeback that he has. He says, suck my dick. He's like, oh, present it. Come on. Hey, man, don't say suck my dick and then not get it out. I mean, what do you sound like? That is the most childish, moronic thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh, God, he's just so annoying, isn't he? He is so annoying. My Perry's been very, very controlled there. I would love to hear what they're saying. The reality is, Jake has been boxing for longer. Mike Perry's been doing bare knuckle. They are different sports because of the size of the gloves. It changes a lot. When you got the gloves on, big gloves, 10 ounce, whatever, it changes it big time. We'll talk about that in a minute. I've never wanted somebody to win a fight as much in my life. For the love of God, Jake Paul, please, I hope you get knocked out on Saturday night. Mike Perry is the smaller guy, but he's more ferocious, he's more aggressive, and he's got a good chance of winning this. Jake Paul's been boxing for longer. Simple as that. He highlighted the fact that Mike Perry's 0-1, but he's 5-0 in bare knuckle. But even still, 5-0, 5 fights in a particular style, you're still an amateur. And that's no disrespect to Mike Perry. He's a seasoned fighter throughout mixed martial arts, 0-1 in boxing, 5-0 in bare knuckle. But mostly what he's done is mixed martial arts. However, in here, he's a fighter. He's got heart and he's got the brain and the mind and the passion for it. He's a natural fighter. Jake Paul's a fake. Jake Paul's an imposter. Jake Paul is a pretty boy. Jake Paul wants to seem like a badass. Even though he has all the money in the world, he's a very successful man, that's not enough for him. He wants to pull the wool over everybody's eyes and appear that he is some kind of, deeply misunderstood individual that is just bad and dangerous deep down inside because he's seen so many movies and he looks up to people like Mike Tyson, etc., and wants to be one of them. But you're not one of them. Mike Perry is one of them. And for that reason, I think he's got a really good chance. But he's got to get on the inside. And he's going to have to do damage early. And he's going to have to fight at a pace which is probably unsustainable. However, it's only 8 rounds, 8 3-minute rounds. If Mike Perry's in ridiculous pace, he can do that. And I think he'll fluster Jake Paul. He will have him on the back foot. He'll have him not knowing what to do. But he's going to have to be careful because those big looping shots, if Jake Paul can land one, then it's going to be trouble for Mike Perry. I think Jake Paul's got more power. And he knows that. That's why he's picked him. But still, what do you think? What do you think about that? That whole press conference? Am I being too hard on Jake Paul? I don't think I am. I think I've nailed it, to be quite frank. But still, it gave me something to talk about. Or more importantly, you might say something to hate on. I'm not hating, but just watching that there, Jesus Christ. God's sake. Oh, it gave me a headache. Anyway, subscribe and ring the bell. See you soon.